It's Saturday night, and you know what that means. We are back with more SWE Mayhem. 3 more cracking matches lined up for you this evening, including a big main event as Roman Reigns goes one-on-one against Jacob Fatu. Also, Sexy Star versus Rosa, but first, we have lined up for you a tag team match from the women's division. The winner of this one will get an opportunity at the Women's Tag Team Championships and, of course, Decay at our pay-per-view at the end of the season. So without further ado, let's crack on. We have got the Glamazons, Beth Phoenix and Natalya, going up against the Horsewomen, Charlotte Flair and Tessa Blanchard. So these two teams are quite high up in the rankings. Let me have a quick look. Yep, they are both on +2 at this point in time in the rankings, which is actually joint top. We've not had a lot of women's tag team matches so far. And of course, if I told you this match was suggested by Omega Project, I'm not quite sure many you'll be too surprised. I mean, that random match list is got a lot of Omega's matches on there. Of course, every suggestion is welcome over on Discord, so make sure you get them in. But Omega's done a fantastic job of going through the ranking system and really developing some pretty good matches that do make sense. And this is one of those matches. And I think no matter who wins, this is going to be very, very tricky for Decay. Of course, the team of Rosemary and Jessica Havoc. Jessica Havoc now a 2-time Women's Tag Team Champion here. She was one of the original champions as part of the Killer Death Machines along with Nevaeh. And now part of Decay as well. Decay, of course, who defeated the Queen Kongs at the previous pay-per-view to win those championships. The Queen Kongs, of course, Aja Kong and Awesome Kong. I've lost me, where is it? Female Tag Team Rankings, there we go. Oh, I forgot about that one. Ooh, okay. Sorry, I just spotted something there that I've written down ages ago and completely forgot about. So yeah, in the Women's Tag Team Rankings, yeah, so currently there's 4 teams on +4. On +2, sorry. The Glamazons, the Killer Death Machines, Decay, and the Horsewomen. Of course, Decay is the champion. The Killer Death Squad, or Killer Death Machines, sorry, are already been Tag Team Champions, which is why we're giving the opportunity for these other 2 teams to get themselves an opportunity. And we have plenty more women's tag team matches lined up in the future to really get a bit more development into this this area of the roster. Be interesting to see how it all does spread out eventually. We've got some pretty damn good tag teams in here as well that we haven't really looked at too much so far. So it's going to be interesting to see when they do come forth. I mean, looking into the future, we've got Thunder Rock, which is, I believe, Io Shirai and Mayu Iwatani, 2 of the top women in female wrestling in general. So they'll be a fantastic female tag team. They have not made their debut yet, I don't believe. No, I don't think they have. So that'll be a fantastic one. They're debuting in a couple of weeks' time. But yeah, interesting lineup for tonight's show. We've got heavy on the women's action here today. We didn't have any in the previous show, did we really? So we got this tag team match then. Of course, Sexy Star versus Rosa before that main event of Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu. And then tomorrow's episode of Throwdown, another big one, a women's triple threat match. Unagi Sayaka versus Sayuri versus Saya Kamitani. We've also got a tag team #1 contendership match. Midnight Express versus the Rock and Roll Express versus the Road Warriors versus the Brainbusters. Before the main event of tomorrow's show, Tomohiro Ishii versus Miro. And that's a win for Tessa and Charlotte Flair. And they are going forth for that opportunity. So, women's tag team rankings. Right, the Horsewomen. That's 3 wins out of 3 for them now, which does put them top of the rankings. Beth Phoenix with the loss. Okay, let me find Natalya with a loss. Charlotte with the win. And Tessa with the win. There we go. So that does pretty well for them too. Tessa moves up to 6th position. Charlotte joint first now alongside Beth Phoenix. And of course that opportunity against Decay at our season finale is going to be big for them. An opportunity to become the Women's Tag Team Champions. Right, let's move on. And here we go then, match number 2 of the evening. Sexy Star goes one-on-one against Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa. This one was suggested by Omega Project as well. Got 2 matches on this card, Mr. Omega. And where currently are they then? I mean, Thunder Rosa currently sits 14th in the rankings on +4. Sexy Star currently on -1 in 282nd position in the rankings. So an important match for both of these two. Sexy Star will want to get herself back on normal, if that makes sense. Back on the zeros. Whereas Thunder Rosa, of course, will want to move high up the rankings, I suppose. Like I said, she's currently 14th. A win here would move her up to 10th position alongside Jessica Havoc. So it does put her in a better position to try and get herself a Women's Championship match in the future. Nice over-the-top cutter there by Thunder Rosa on Sexy Star. And she is in full control at this point in time, but there's the commentator's curse as always. The Sexy Star now with the jump-in clothesline takedown-y thingy. Nice dropkick right in the back of the head there by Sexy Star. Sexy Star now in control of this one. And now looking to lock in that submission, which is a risky one. We know what it's like when Sexy Star locks in the submission hold. She doesn't always let go when she should do. Thunder Rosa, though, able to roll herself free. Does she get the... Yep, she gets the arm free. And in with a nice hip toss takedown. And Thunder Rosa now springs off the ropes into that back senton. Stamping on the arm as well. Bringing Sexy Star back up to a seated base. And now returning the favour with the submission. What's up, Kitty Cat? Really? Sorry, the kitty cat's hungry. Give me a few minutes, we'll finish this in a minute and I'll come and feed you, yeah? Is that okay? She said no. That's boot in the spine there by Sexy Star. Who's back in AAA now, I noticed. Of course, she got released a couple of years ago. Did she get released? Well, she had the championship taken off. I can't remember now. I feel like she was released after the whole Rosemary incident. But I noticed she's on the card for the upcoming Triple Mania. Nice step up in Saguri there by Sexy Star. And Sexy Star in full control of this one now. It does surprise me a little bit, I must admit. I really thought the Thunder Rosa would control the majority of this match, but so far it's not gone that way. Nice roll up there by Sexy Star. Sexy Star now just wiping her feet as well, which is a little bit of a... well... showing no real respect to her opponent there, is she really? Is this going to be this? Is it going to go this way? Sexy Star now spinning neckbreaker. Is that going to be enough? It is indeed. Sexy Star gets the win. Wow. That does surprise me. That really, really does surprise me. I was not expecting that at all. I really thought this was going to be one-sided, but the other way. And Thunder Rosa suffers a huge loss here for her. And Sexy Star picks up her first victory in this universe mode. Well, there we go. Well done, Sexy Star, I suppose. Again, not something I was expecting there at all, but it is what it is. And it is a victory. Well done to Sexy Star. Huge victory for you. And you move up quite a considerable amount of places now, actually. Right, so let's move on. And here we go then, time for the main event of the evening. The head of the table, Roman Reigns, takes on the head of Contra, technically. I don't know. I've been watching MLW recently. It looks like Contra may no longer be a thing, to be honest. But it's going to be a very interesting match to see the battle between these two. Of course, Roman Reigns fresh of a big victory in the previous episode, teaming up with the Usos to take on and defeat the team of Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. So back-to-back main events here for Roman Reigns. Is Jacob Fatu just biting the fingers? They say never bite the hand that feeds you is what they say, don't they? Jacob Fatu going to take Reigns up and drop it in face first. Of course, don't forget that Reigns does have the Usos and Paul Heyman at ringside. And that might have some effect in this match. You never know. Well, I believe Paul Heyman's at ringside. I can't see him anywhere. He must be off camera to the left, I believe. I believe in a thing called Heyman. Roman Reigns now slamming Jacob Fatu's face into that top turnbuckle. This one, of course, was suggested by Jay. So thank you very much, Jay, for your suggestion. Reigns now utilizing his massive strength for that big power bomb. Stamping at the back of Jacob Fatu, dragging him across. I can't see Heyman anywhere. I thought he'd be over on the left-hand side, but I can't see him there either. Is Heyman invisible? Well, he's definitely not on the right. I don't think he's on the bottom. He's not on the top. The only place is on the left-hand side of the ring, but I can't see him at all. I mean, the Usos are enough to really turn this match in Roman Reigns' favour no matter what anyway, aren't they? Let's be face it. Let's be face it. Yep, that's the phrase I used. Nice powerbomb there by Jacob Fatu, returning the favour to Roman Reigns. Of course, Reigns picked up and launched Jacob Fatu with that powerbomb earlier. But Reigns taking none of it. He is straight back up. And Roman Reigns, oh, big, strong. There's Paul Heyman. He's on the left. There he is. And you see Heyman and the Usos start to make their ascent around the outside, just in case. They know, though, any getting involved here, the referee's looking straight at them. That'd be an interesting thing for 2K22 when they finally release the game. There's a Superman punch out of nowhere. That could be enough, you know. So to say, an interesting thing for the next game could be if you had, say, for example, two managers. You'd have one manager distract the referee while the other manager would get involved. Hang on a second. How? How? I don't really know, to be honest, but either way. A triple super powerbomb from the top in front of the referee. The referee's let that go. Well, the referee is trying to scream and shout at the Usos. He's getting rid of them, but still. Yeah, both the Usos are being ejected here. The referee's not disqualified Roman Reigns, though. But the damage has been done. The damage has been done. I suppose, if you look at it, I mean, the Usos never struck Fatu. All they did was lift him. So I suppose if you look at it that way, maybe they've not completely broken. They've interfered in the match, so really that should be a disqualification. But they've not really gone. They've not really struck him or anything like that. All they've done is lift. So maybe that's why the referee's been a little bit more lenient there and just sort of cut it in the middle. And now it's Paul Heyman who's... what on earth is this? Oh, it's multiple headbutts. So yeah, now it's Paul Heyman who is distracting the referee, trying to take that top turnbuckle pad off, and now Heyman distracting Jacob Fatu as well. In with that Saito suplex. And Reigns really is proving he's the head of the table, but only by getting his waiters to really affect the match in his favour. I mean, Jacob Fatu is really struggling after that interference. Maybe there could be a rematch involved here. Maybe Fatu could bring the lights of Mads Kruger, or is that Aquano? I can't remember his name now. Aquano Kwan or something like that. I forgot his name. The Sendai Death Squad. Nice jumping knee strike there by Roman Reigns on Jacob Fatu. Again, there's the pin for the 1, the 2. Only a 2 count. Who's in Contra then? Mads Kruger is one that I know of, obviously. Contra. Oh, Contra's apparently a clothing shop. Okay, let's search for Contra wrestling. That'd make a lot more sense, wouldn't it? As Roman Reigns goes in for the pin and no, does not get the win still. Contra units. Members, Jacob Fatu, Joseph Samuel. Simon Gotch was there for a while. Ikuro Kwan, Mads Kruger. The Sentai Death Squad are quite a newer addition. And Mads Kruger has been there for a chunk of time as well. But it's really been Joseph Samuel really for the majority. Joseph Samuel and Jacob Fatu are the 2 main ones that have been there for the longest. As Jacob Fatu heads up to the top once again. And then in with that big moonsault there by Jacob Fatu again. Referee distracted here by Paul Heyman as Jacob Fatu trying to go for the pin. And again, it's cost Jacob Fatu the big opportunity. Wow, Jacob Fatu was the MLW champion for 819 days. Granted, a lot of that was through COVID, so there weren't a lot of shows going on, but still. Reigns now with a big spear on Jacob Fatu, and I think that is going to be game, set, match, but yeah. Roman Reigns really using his family to help him get this victory. I think at some points this looked like it possibly could have gone a different way. However, Reigns moving himself up to +4, going from 91st position up to 50th. So he's getting there now. He is definitely getting a bit higher up. He's still quite a distance away from the likes of Jeff Cobb and that, but those are 2 massive wins in 2 weeks for Roman Reigns. But when it comes to Jacob Fatu, he now moves down to -3 in the rankings. Jacob Fatu not having a great time. 801st position, Jacob Fatu now. Makes you wonder whether there will be some retribution in place for Jacob Fatu over Roman Reigns. Maybe Contra Unit could come to the aid? Or maybe Jacob Fatu could, I don't know, maybe he could bring other support. It's difficult to say, isn't it? But we'll leave it there for now. Of course, if you have enjoyed, hit the like, subscribe, the other good stuff. And I'll see you again tomorrow for our next episode of Throwdown. As I've already said, we've got a triple threat match. We've got Unagi Sayaka versus Sayuri versus Saya Kamatani. We've also got a tag team #1 contendership match as the Midnight Express, the Rock and Roll Express, the Road Warriors, and the Brainbusters before our main event of the evening, Tomohiro Ishii going up against God's favourite wrestler, Miro. Good night.